a terminal illness, killed in a drunk driving crash, and police say it was his father behind the wheel.
After a nice thaw this weekend, the cold has returned. We'll let you know how long we think it'll stick around, plus our next chance for some snow.
A health alert for moms-to-be. The painkiller linked to behavioral problems in children.
And a mid-air collision caught on tape. What came crashing through the windshield of a small plane.
Live from our studios in Boston, WBZ News at 5 starts right now.
We begin right away with some breaking news tonight. 2 confirmed cases of measles in Metro West prompts a warning tonight from health officials. Thanks for being with us tonight. I'm Jonathan Elias.
I'm Paula Eben. We've learned customers may have been exposed at a grocery store. Jim Armstrong's live in Framingham tonight. Jim?
As a matter of fact, Paula and Jonathan, I spoke with public health officials here in Framingham just a couple of minutes ago. At this point, they tell me they are worried about customers and staff at the Trader Joe's in Framingham. We'll show you some video of that particular store right now. At this point, officials here can't even say exactly how many people may have been exposed to the measles virus, but they do know that anyone here last weekend, Saturday or Sunday, February 15th or 16th, were potentially exposed to someone carrying the measles virus. The state public health itself issued a warning as well this afternoon, saying there are actually 2 confirmed cases here in Metro West. You might remember there was another confirmed case right here in Framingham last August, but public health officials tell me it is not connected to the current, most recent one from 2 weeks ago.
We don't want people to be frightened of any potential disease or disease outbreak. They can contact their health department or their physician. Oftentimes we're working very close contact with the State Department of Public Health and the local health department, so we message what people do in a very timely manner.
If you are in fact infected with the measles virus, at first it may well feel like a cold. You might develop a cough, a fever, runny nose, and red watery eyes. Those symptoms first appear about 10 days after infection, and a few days after that, well, that's when you get that more traditional red, blotchy rash that starts to appear on your face, behind your ears actually, and then it spreads to the rest of your body. Public health officials this afternoon are saying the best course of action, if in fact you were at the Trader Joe's here in Framingham on the 15th or 16th of this month, just be vigilant. Keep an eye out for those types of symptoms. If you start to develop those symptoms, see your doctor as soon as possible. Live in Framingham, Jim Armstrong, WBZ News. Jonathan and Paula.
All right, Jim, thank you. After a spring fling this weekend, wasn't that nice?
Yeah, it really was.
The cold reality of winter has settled back over us.
Temperatures in the 50s are gone for now, so we're going to need the heavy coats for the foreseeable future. Chief Meteorologist Eric Fisher has a first look at your AccuWeather forecast.
Yeah, it's one of those weeks where I gotta be careful walking around the city streets because people are not so happy with a little change in the weather perhaps. It feels like 18 in Boston, 7 is the wind chill in Worcester this evening. Keene feeling like 13 degrees. It's a map that looks more like mid-January than March being right around the doorstep. Been some snowflakes around today as well. A couple of flurries still lingering here, especially in the Worcester Hills. You look off to the west, there's been more activity into New York State. Now the sun is starting to go down, the clouds are going to start to break apart just a little bit, and the snow activity is going to start to weaken just a little bit too. So temperatures tonight generally in the teens. It'll feel more like the single digits, and there could be a couple of single digits for actual temperatures as we move into the western suburbs, especially north central parts of the state. You look all the way through Saturday, that dotted line is the average high line. It's 41 degrees this time of year. All those highs way below that. We'll talk about any relief in sight, plus chances for snow this week coming up. Jonathan?
Eric, thank you. A Maine teenager battling a terminal illness is killed in an apparent drunk driving crash. And tonight, the boy's father is facing criminal charges. The 14-year-old was in the passenger seat on Friday night when his father crashed in Merrimack.
The teen died right there at the accident scene. New Hampshire Bureau Chief Michael Rosenfield is live in Manchester. Michael?
Paula, investigators say his own dad was driving drunk. It's unclear where he had been drinking and how much he had consumed, but the consequences are heartbreaking. 37-year-old Nia Wynn in court today, his face appearing bruised, charged in a car crash that killed his own son, Kobe.
I just lost my 14 years old son, which I, very regret what I did.
Wynn is accused of driving drunk on the Everett Turnpike in Merrimack, New Hampshire, Friday night. Investigators say he lost control of his car and the vehicle hit the median, then landed on its roof. Another car struck the passenger side of Nia's car. His son was sitting in the passenger seat.
He's supposed to pick his son up and bring his son to my house for the weekend, but he didn't make home safely, and that's all I know for now.
Rosie Lee is Nia's fiance. The two run this nail salon in Merrimack.
I didn't know he drank that night because he was at work with me before the accident, and he's okay. He didn't seem like he had alcohol in him.
Lee says Kobe, who lived in Maine, had several medical issues, including liver cancer. Earlier this month, he was made an honorary team member of the Bates College baseball team, and he was supposed to take part in team activities this season.
He's a very good boy. He can get along with anybody, and everybody loves him. Even me, I love him.
According to these court documents, the defendant was treated in intensive care before he was arrested. He's been charged with negligent homicide and drunk driving. Live in Manchester, New Hampshire tonight, Michael Rosenfield, WBZ News. Paula?
And Michael, thank you. Well, there was a big mess in Roslindale this afternoon. Take a look at this. Crews were working on fire hydrants on Washington Street when something went wrong and water flooded the area near Roslindale Square, but no one was hurt. A Connecticut couple sobbed outside a Boston courtroom after a legal setback in their year-long battle to regain custody of their daughter.
Well, the state of Massachusetts took charge of Justina Pelletier as her parents and doctors at Children's Hospital continue to clash over her diagnosis and treatment. Ken McLeod was at court today when the teen's mom broke down.
Paramedics wheeled Linda Pelletier from the courthouse this afternoon minutes after she collapsed upon a judge order her embattled teenage daughter into foster care.
This child has been ripped away from this family.
This was Justina Pelletier a year ago, still skating as she underwent treatment for mitochondrial disease, a rare and controversial disorder where the body's cells can't produce energy, triggering chronic fatigue and several digestive problems. Gordon Russell's wife died from it.
This girl is in trouble, and we're all standing around watching her deteriorate.
Trouble began when the Pelletiers brought Justina into the Children's Hospital ER last February, where they say doctors quickly cast aside her diagnosis, instead concluding her problems were of psychiatric origin. When the Pelletiers objected, Children's brought in DCF, and the state took custody of Justina, essentially ruling her parents were committing child abuse by pursuing medical rather than mental health treatment.
And they see their daughter in suffering and pain, and they're not able to do something about it. So that has obviously taken a toll on the family.
Today, with a small band of supporters in tow, the Pelletiers had hoped to take Justina back to West Hartford with them, or at least see her medical treatments reinstated, but they got neither. Several weeks ago, the judge authorized Justina's move from Children's Hospital to a psychiatric facility in Framingham. Well, today, that same judge ordered her move to foster care within the next 48 hours.
They are outraged by that. There's no medical attention there.
Indeed, while Justina's parents obey a judge's gag order, this minister says the teenager's condition continues to worsen.
They want their daughter with them. There's no argument that she was doing better under their care than under the care of the government.
Children's has declined comment on the complicated case, other than insisting it has the patient's best interests at heart. The Pelletier family says Linda's fainting spell was likely a product of stress and diabetes after a year of fighting the state in a futile effort to get their daughter back. In Boston, Ken McLeod, WBZ News.
Tonight, MBTA police are investigating a deadly accident in Billerica. Just before 10 this morning, a commuter rail train hit a man in his 20s near Pond Street. Buses had to shuttle passengers between Billerica and Wilmington on the Lowell line. No one on the train was hurt. And a frightening scene in Lynn this morning. Police say the driver of this SUV was waiting to make a turn when another car hit it and sent the vehicle into this home on Walnut Street. The SUV driver went to the hospital but has been released. 2 people were in the home at the time of the crash, but they were not injured.
A member of the Kennedy family is fighting to clear her name in a New York court. Karen Kennedy is accused of driving under the influence. Kennedy says she accidentally took a sleeping pill instead of her thyroid medication prior to the crash. Jack Williams is joining us now tonight with the details. Jack?
Jonathan, thank you. Prosecutors charged the daughter of Robert Kennedy with driving erratically, then hitting a truck in Westchester, New York. Now, Ms. Kennedy says the accident was the result of a mistake, not a crime. She says she accidentally took Ambien instead of her thyroid medication because the pills look very much the same. The case attracted so much attention, it's now been moved to the county's largest courthouse. But her lawyers say they will not play to the media.
We look forward to the trial and to a positive outcome, but we're not going to be discussing the case at every break, and we'll wait to the courtroom to hear all the evidence, and we are very hopeful of the result.
Well, prosecutors say that Kennedy should have pulled over as soon as she became aware that she was impaired by her mistake. Jonathan.
All right, Jack, thank you. Well, this was a shock. Obscene images and words scrawled across homes and cars in Middleborough. Homeowners worked to scrub down their neighborhood, but as Michelle Roberts shows us, they're now hoping police can track down whoever did this.
The Dexters have lived in this Middleborough home for nearly 40 years. They say they've never had any issues until this weekend.
You can still see the black. We still didn't get it all out.
Vandals hit 3 neighborhood streets in Middleborough early Saturday morning. The Dexters' front door was tagged.
Very bad graffiti and a swastika.
Similar hateful words and messages were spray painted on other homes and cars. Caroline says she's not worried about more crime. She's just thankful the hateful words were removed.
Everybody came together. They were coming up the street with buckets of stuff to clean, and they scrubbed it and everything. They were really good.
Police believe the attacks were random. Caroline and her husband, Ralph, are disgusted that anyone would be so disrespectful.
I didn't know what to think because I don't know why anybody would even do that. You know, but I didn't realize the whole neighborhood was that way, you know, with different things on their doors and cars and everything. You know, I just don't know. I don't know why anybody would even do it.
Police say 9 cars and 3 homes were hit by these vandals, and so far, they don't have any leads. Reporting in Middleborough, Michelle Roberts, WBZ News.
With the longest war in U.S. history now winding down, the Defense Department is proposing cuts to create a leaner, more effective army. U.S. forces right now are expected to withdraw from Afghanistan by the end of this year. Defense Secretary Chuck Hagel wants to reduce troops by about 50,000 down to 450,000. The Army's fleet of Apache helicopters would also be cut.
The active Army's overall fleet would decrease by about 25%, but it would be significantly modernized under the President's budget plan.
Now, Hagel says the U.S. faces different threats than before, and a smaller, more nimble military would be able to respond better.
Home from Sochi with silver. Coming up, the U.S. women's hockey team lands in Boston, proud of their Olympic journey, but wishing they could be wearing gold.
Plus, the weekend ride that goes horribly wrong. The local woman nearly crushed by a horse, and how snow actually saved her life.
And from Animal House to Groundhog Day, Hollywood mourns the loss of the actor, writer, director of quotable comedy classics.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Luna.
With Luna, buy 1 room of flooring, get all other rooms of product for just $50 each. 877-241 Luna.
This month, exercise your freedom of choice at your Buick dealer. Elect to join the thousands of Americans every month who are switching to Buick's innovative technology, design, and luxury. And with 2 years of scheduled maintenance on any 2014 Buick model, February is a great time to experience Buick. Now through February 28th, use your President's Day bonus cash to lease this 2014 Verano for around $199 per month. Find your dealer at BuickDealer.com.
Show me the movies with the Arnold Schwarzenegger with the stunts and loud explosions and all the muscles.
I want to see the comedy programming with the people sitting in the living room with the children. What's brother? Yeah, I want to see the Real Housewives. Right, play. All right, rewind, play.
Jimmy, please. It's been hours. We told Judy X1 Entertainment operating system really does work with any voice.
What's on now?
Control your TV with your voice. The X1 Entertainment operating system. Only from Xfinity.
Diamonds. The Jewelry Exchange is a direct diamond importer and producer. We have thousands of certified diamonds and guarantee the lowest price. Compare the top chain stores 1-carat solitaires for $3,900 with our certified solitaires for $1,990. 3/4 carat solitaires are $1,290, half-carat $690, and 1-carat studs are $599. The Jewelry Exchange has thousands of mountings, and your diamond is set while you watch. 3-stone semi-mounts are just $159. Buy diamond and factory direct. The Jewelry Exchange in Sudbury.
Discover more thrills than ever before on over 4,500 big-hitting slots. From the games you know and love to the newest titles and all the winning you can imagine. This February, you could be one of over 100 lucky slot players to win a Norwegian cruise getaway for 2. Drawings are Tuesdays and Wednesdays from 3 to 9 p.m. every half hour. At Twin River Casino. So much more, so close.
In Italy, there is one ricotta cheese brand preferred above all others.
Galvani.
A ricotta so smooth, so delicious, few can resist. Now Galvani is crafted here in the US.
Galvani.
Enjoy the true taste of Italy at your table with Galvani, Italy's favorite cheese bread. Now America's #1 ricotta bread.
Let's say this Twinkie represents the normal amount of psychokinetic energy in the New York area. According to this morning's sample, it would be a Twinkie 35 feet long, weighing approximately 600 pounds.
Hollywood is mourning the loss of actor, director Harold Ramis. Ramis brought us Caddyshack, Groundhog Day, just to name a couple, but maybe most recognizable from his role in Ghostbusters. Alexis Christophers looks back on this incredible career.
I'm worried, Ray. It's getting crowded in there, and all my recent data points to something big on the horizon.
Harold Ramis was best known for his role in the 1984 classic Ghostbusters with Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd. All three got their break in the famed Chicago comedy troupe, Second City.
According to this morning's sample, it would be a Twinkie 35 feet long, weighing approximately 600 pounds.
Aykroyd released a statement calling Ramis his, quote, brilliant, gifted, funny friend, co-writer, performer, and teacher. Ramis had a hand in some of the most popular comedies of the late 70s and 80s, writing and directing classics, including Animal House, Caddyshack, and Stripes.
I often feel like I'm starting from scratch. Yeah, even when I finish a movie, and I find it when I'm writing too, when I turn in a script, I'm not even sure if it's professional. I mean, I'm afraid people are going to read it and go, geez, well, you know, what makes this guy think he can write? This is so amateurish.
In the 90s, Ramis wrote and directed Groundhog Day and Analyze This, and more recently starred in Knocked Up.
Stuff happens, you just got to deal with it. You roll with it. That's the beauty of it all.
Ramis suffered from a rare autoimmune disease. He was 69. Alexis Christophers, CBS News, New York.
Well, if you have an iPhone or an iPad, listen to this. Some of your personal information may have been exposed. A flaw allowed hackers to see private information like email and financial data from iOS devices. And Apple says a new software patch will fix the issue if you have the most recent mobile operating system.
Speaking of breaches, there's new fallout from the security breach at Target. Attorney General Eric Holder says there should be a law requiring retailers to let the public know as soon as their credit card systems have been hacked.
Today, I'm calling on Congress to create a strong national standard for quickly alerting consumers whose information may be compromised.
Customer notification became a priority after some victims complained that they didn't even know the credit card numbers and other personal information that they had been stolen until the media began reporting it. Right now, the rules of notification vary from state to state. Holder says companies should be held to a national standard. He did say that there should be some exemptions for minor breaches. And new tonight on WBZ News at 11 o'clock, an I-Team investigation. Foreign governments trying to steal our secrets here in New England. These cyber threats are real and getting more intense every day.
If you look at a target-rich environment, we have it right here. I mean, the foreign adversaries are absolutely looking at us.
Defense contractors and universities are now getting advice from the federal government on how to fight back. Again, that's the I-Team tonight on WBZ News at 11 o'clock. A lot of people rested up over the weekend and they had big smiles on their faces because the weather was fantastic, and then they got greeted to this out there today.
And then I got this, but we're doing the last 5 days of February.
We are. Final countdown is here. You know, it's just, we're going to make it.
You think?
We're going to make it. I promise. Let's take a look at the source of all this cold and belly aching out there in the city streets. Well, the polar jet stream taking a dip. So this is going to be dipping well down into Canada and across the United States, bringing the heart of the cold across the upper Midwest, the Great Lakes. We will get into plenty of it here in the Northeast. Not quite record-breaking, but cold enough where you will absolutely notice over the next several days. The temperatures really have held all day long. That Arctic front moved through this morning. It's 31 in Boston, 23 in Worcester. Lots of 20s on the map, and as we head through this evening, it'll become more of the teens and 20s if you're heading out and about. Colder air here across the Great Lakes. It doesn't look as bad as it did back in January because, of course, that was January. And so certainly if you're 20 degrees below average now, it's a little different than what it is about January 15th. We had some snow showers outside today. Those are starting to dissipate as the sun goes down, but the wind is still rather feisty, gusting at 36 miles per hour in Boston, 26 Worcester, Providence gusting near 30, adding some wind chill to the air. That will be an issue all night, especially as the temperatures fall on back. Going for lows that should generally be in the teens to low 20s. A couple of spots may settle back into the single digits before first light tomorrow. It's a very cold start to our Tuesday. Sunrise at 6:26. Lots of sunshine to begin. As we head toward midday, there'll be more pop-up cumulus clouds. Still a breeze, although temperatures are in the 20s. It's going to feel more like the single digits and teens. And as we head through the afternoon, there could be a couple of flurries, especially in some of the higher elevation towns, Berkshire's, Worcester Hills, and up into New Hampshire and Vermont. No major accumulation expected tomorrow. Wind's not as gusty as what we saw today. And then we turn our attention to Wednesday. There'll be another area of low pressure that tries to creep up from the south and work its way off the coastline. It doesn't look like this is going to phase with some of the energy that's off to our northern stream part of the jet. So what we're generally talking about is a lot of cloud cover, but not a lot of snowfall. The best chance at some accumulating snow on Wednesday, mainly from the South Shore down toward the Cape and the Islands, especially the Cape and the Islands. Does not look to be a major event, and maybe a coating to an inch in greater Boston. So some flakes in the air. The cold, absolutely. Big-time snow doesn't look to be the story this time. Temperatures staying in the 20s through Thursday. There'll be another system that tries to come through on Thursday, bring more snow showers around. Another system we'll have to watch as we head into Saturday. The overall pattern won't be changing much. A lot of cold, but a lot of the bigger storms staying just to our south. We'll talk about the full 7-day coming up in just a little bit. Paula?
We'll see you then. Eric, thank you. The stories are entertaining, powerful, and very popular, and they happen to be meant for children.
Yeah, but as Kerry Connolly shows us, these so-called kid-lit books are gaining a big following with grown-ups.
18, and sales have topped $3 billion.
I think it's awesome. I think there's amazing books out there for readers as young as 8, and I think it's wonderful that more adults are seeing that and appreciating that.
Publishers are paying attention and actively marketing to adult readers. And some big-name adult authors like John Grisham and David Baldacci are now gearing their books towards the younger crowd.
This is a hugely growing field, as we know, but also very competitive. So the quality of literature that's being published as young adult titles is pretty phenomenal.
With more grown-ups reading these stories, will adult themes slip into the pages?
They shouldn't be writing with that audience in mind, because their true audience are the young readers, and that's the only people that they need to satisfy with their stories.
That was Kerry Connolly.
Or to be a pack.
Got that all straightened out. It's the painkiller thought to be safe for expectant mothers.
The new research on acetaminophen shows the drug may have long-lasting effects on a child's behavior. We have that story coming up.
And coming up after the U.S. hockey team, packed with players from New England back home tonight. The ladies will be wearing silver instead of gold. The message, though, that they want for their fans, we'll hear from them. Now here's Jack and Lisa with a look at what's coming up next at 6.
Jonathan Paula, thank you. Tens of thousands of dollars spent by the State Gaming Commission on airfare and very expensive dinners.
New at 6 o'clock tonight, John Keller confronting the head of the Gaming Commission, and wait until you hear some of his explanations for the big spending.
Also at 6 o'clock tonight, patching the potholes that are knocking more and more drivers right off the road every day.
The state's blueprint to fill those big road hazards a lot faster.
It's the FBI's new top priority.
How big a threat is it? Huge.
And when it comes to cyber terrorism, New England is a top target.
If we look at the target-rich environment, we have it right here.
High-tech, higher ed.
Almost every industry is under attack.
What foreign governments are after from our own backyard. The I-Team tonight on WBZ News at 11.
Workout World's running its $5 down sale. For 8 days only, join Workout World for just $5 down and only $10 a month with no commitment. Right, Steve?
Oh,
but hurry, sale ends February 25th at midnight. Only at Workout World.
During the Chrysler President's Day event, we celebrate Dwight D. Eisenhower and his interstate highway system. We've taken the greater mobility that he's given us, made it as dynamic and stylish as possible, with greater comfort from sea to shining sea. Celebrate great deals at the Chrysler President's Day event. Get a low-mileage lease on the 2014 Town & Country Touring for $239 a month for well-qualified lessees.
Okay, so here are two laptops. This one can upload a 1-minute HD video in 16 seconds. This one takes twice as long. Which laptop is better?
This one, definitely.
This one. It's kind of a no-brainer. Actually, they're the exact same laptop. Wow. Here's the difference. For the same price, this is what Comcast gives you, and this is the speed you get with Fios.
Quantum takes the cake.
That looks lightning fast.
Gives me a little bit of a rush.
Your technology is only as good as the network it's on, and Fios is America's fastest, most reliable network.
See the difference for yourself and upgrade to a Fios Triple Play online for just $89.99 a month with a 2-year price guarantee and no annual contract. Plus, get a free speed upgrade to 50 meg internet for 2 years and switch with the confidence of a worry-free guarantee. Verizon Fios is 100% fiber optic. Comcast isn't. That's why nothing compares to Fios. Rated #1 by PC Magazine 7 years in a row for speed, reliability, and customer satisfaction. Upgrade to Fios today and go to Verizon.com/superfast to get America's fastest, most reliable internet. Getting the difference? That's powerful.
Workout World's running its $5 down sale. For 8 days only, join Workout World for just $5 down and only $10 a month with no commitment. Right, Steve? Oh, but hurry, sale ends February 25th at midnight. Only at Workout World.
A theft in the family?
You left your truck with the defendant, and he sold the truck.
Next, Judge Judy.
Tomorrow at 4 on WBZ-TV.
Tonight, a local teenager remembered. Grief counselors spent the day at Barnstable High School to help students cope with the loss of their former classmate, 18-year-old Michael Lawrence. Investigators say that Lawrence was street racing with a friend this weekend when he lost control of his car.
As Jim Smith shows us, police are looking for witnesses.
I just want my son back.
A heartbroken mother looking for answers, holding her son's picture in her hands. Michael Lawrence had just turned 18 years old. He died early Sunday morning in a terrible crash on Route 6 in Harwich. A crash police say appears to have been caused by drag racing.
This is a really hard time. And I just want people to know that he's such a great kid. And I miss him. And I love him.
Police say Michael and a friend in a separate car were speeding eastbound when Michael lost control, crashing into a tree. His friend, Adrian Sterling, was unhurt, but Michael was killed.
Preliminary results look like they were, him and a friend were speeding, maybe drag racing. He was definitely passing his friend in the opposite lane of travel on Route 6.
Michael was a popular figure during his years at Barnstable High School. Grief counselors were available for students today.
Would always see him outside of school and such, always had a smile on his face, was always as friendly as can be, one of the greatest, happiest kids I've ever seen in my life.
Back at the family home, friends gathered, struggling to deal with the loss.
Just turned 18. He was like a brother to me. We did everything together, and I don't know, it's just crazy. It's hard to believe he's gone.
The other driver in this alleged race was 18-year-old Adrian Sterling of Hyannis. He faces a number of charges, including reckless driving, speeding, and racing. On Cape Cod, Jim Smith, WBZ News.
Live for today, prepare for tomorrow.
Still ahead, why Americans are coming up short when it comes to retirement and what you can do about it. But first, galloping along 1 minute, gasping for help the next. The weekend horse ride that turned into an emergency for a local woman and her friend.
Who is the best to ever play the game? All next week, Jeopardy champions from the 90s return, including undefeated super winner Brad Rutter. Jeopardy, Battle of the Decades.
All next week on WBZ.
Today's weather on WBZ is brought to you by your New England Chevy dealers.
Hey, Henry.
Chevy President's Day is here.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Get great offers on 2014 Chevy vehicles in stock. Hey, we just wouldn't want you to miss out.
Welcome to Chevy President's Day. You got it.
Just announced. Now get a 2014 Chevy Equinox LS for around $179 a month during Chevy President's Day. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Today we're showing real people Xfinity Internet.
So I want to talk to you a little bit about your internet. You want to tell me a little bit about that?
So, I bet we can have all three of these guys on their devices and download our favorite HD show.
You're going to be impressed. Xfinity delivers the fastest in-home Wi-Fi. Look how fast it is.
So, flipping fast.
How does this compare to your current provider?
Not as good as this.
We're done.
Get the speed to power all your devices. Upgrade to Xfinity Internet for $29.99 a month for a whole year. See for yourself. Call 1-800-XFINITY today.
Tonight's primetime lineup is brought to you by the Harlem Globetrotters. Play TV Garden on Saturday, March 29th and Sunday, March 30th. Purchase tickets at the box office or online at Ticketmaster.com.
Check this out. One room of beautiful North American hardwood, completely installed for just $999. And this isn't just any hardwood, it's genuine Armstrong hardwood, the most trusted name in flooring. Call National Floors Direct at 888-400-FLOOR.
Sleepy's President's Day sale is being held over with half off practically every mattress in the store. Get Beauty Rest Queen sets starting at just $3.99. Only at Sleepy's, the mattress professionals, making the world a better place to sleep.
A man pioneers a way to see the unseen. Radar, forever providing safer journeys. The Mazda 6 uses radar in its available class-exclusive suite of 7 safety features for greater confidence behind the wheel. Introducing the Mazda 6. What do you drive? Now, lease the 2014 Mazda 6 Sport for $199 a month for 36 months.
Next Queen, Oscar winner Forrest Whitaker, plus the Throne star Kit Harington.
You make me blush.
Tomorrow at 9 on WBZ.
We're following breaking news at 5:30. There are 2 confirmed cases of the measles in Metro West. The Massachusetts Department of Health says one of the patients was in the Framingham Trader Joe's on February 15th and 16th. Health officials say symptoms may start 10 days after exposure, and they're urging everyone who shopped in the store on those days to be on alert.
A New Hampshire man's behind bars tonight charged in the drunk driving crash that killed his teenage son. 14-year-old Kobe Wynn died Friday night.
A local woman crushed by a horse, sending her to the hospital. The woman was out on a ride one minute, enjoying a Sunday, a gorgeous day. That's when the horse slipped on some ice.
So the horse fell and then rolled right on top of her. Paul Burton has the 911 calls for help.
I can't do my legs. The horse fell on my legs.
Okay. Cries for help from a Raleigh woman who fell off her horse while riding in Maudsley State Park in Newburyport.
Apparently the horse had slipped on some ice and threw her off.
As she tumbled down an embankment, the horse fell on top and rolled over her.
I fell off a horse.
You fell off a horse?
Yes.
Okay, where are you falling from?
Maudsley.
Rescue crews say the snow helped cushion her fall.
You can see how vast this area is. Police said they had a very difficult time trying to find the injured woman. Plus, it was getting dark out. Fortunately, they were able to locate the footprints in the snow, which led them all the way in.
Fire crews put the woman on a flatbed, and because the snow was so deep, they had to use a special vehicle to bring her out.
And then I called for the town of Newbury Emergency Management has an Argo, which is a track device, track vehicle. They're able to go out with that, put her in the vehicle and bring her out of the park.
The woman was seriously injured, but expected to be okay.
She was very fortunate. It was the quick response of the fire department, the police department, everybody working together. Did a really good job. They were battling the daylight.
Police say the horse was not injured. In Newburyport, I'm Paul Burton, WBZ News.
Hopefully you enjoyed the weekend, got outside. Tonight's a great sunset. It's just a lot colder. It's 29 degrees in our weather bug camera here. Josiah Quincy Elementary School in Boston. Sun just dipped below the skyline and still some great hues. And you've been sending in a couple pictures on Twitter. Always appreciate that. It's at Eric Fisher, by the way, if you want to share. We're looking at the snow showers that have been around today, starting to dissipate just a little bit. The clouds will start to break apart as well. Tonight, cold one, teens for the most. A few towns may drop back into the single digits. Wind chill values all the way down towards 0 later on tonight. So a very cold midwinter kind of evening. And as we look forward to the rest of this week, the Arctic cold is definitely the main headline. The storm track is mainly to the south. Lighter snow events, not a major winding up type of nor'easter event, at least over the next several days. And the 40s, 50s we saw over the weekend. No such luck for at least the next 7. But we do have some good news, and we're going to share that coming up in about 10-15 minutes. Paula?
Thanks, Eric. Well, the FBI just reopened the investigation into a nearly 40-year-old art heist at Amherst College. Back in February 1975, thieves stole 3 paintings from the Mead Art Museum, including Jean-Baptiste Lambrec's interior with figures smoking and dancing. Well, the other 2 paintings were recovered in 1989, but this early 18th century piece of art is still missing.
Patrick for president? Is it a possibility? Governor Deval Patrick is in Washington with other governors from across the country. This weekend, when Politico asked the governor if he could see himself as a national candidate, not necessarily in 2016, Patrick answered, maybe. Maybe.
Well, Americans are simply not saving enough when it comes to their retirement and may end up short when they need money the most. A survey from America Saves shows that many people make enough to cover their expenses but don't save enough for a rainy day. Experts say people should try to sock away 10% of their pay each week, a lesson Alicia Tolliver wishes she learned sooner.
Once you get your paycheck, you pay your bills, and you know, if you have something extra, you can spend it. Well, that got me in a lot of trouble.
Build up an adequate emergency fund, and then start saving for retirement.
The survey also shows that only 1 in 3 Americans believe they're prepared for their long-term financial future.
So if you filled up over the weekend, then you know this, the price at the pump rising once again. AAA now reporting that the average price of a gallon of regular served gas is $3.46 a gallon. That is up 2 cents from just last week. Massachusetts drivers pay about 4 cents more than the national average. Well, it's kind of a bittersweet homecoming for the U.S. women's hockey team.
They really fought hard.
They really did.
The players are frustrated. They lost the gold medal to Canada, but very proud to have represented their country. Christina Hager was at Logan Airport when the players arrived.
Good to hear the warm welcome for U.S. women's hockey after the heartache captured in this moment when the team got the silver. They were 3.5 minutes from winning when Canada tied it, scored, and grabbed the gold. Captain Megan Duggan from Danvers.
Sometimes we catch a little bit of heat for crying, but it's so emotional. The journey is so intense, and we just laid our hearts out on the ice. We hate to lose. That's the bottom line, especially in Canada.
Michelle Picard from Taunton. But somewhere between the upset, the closing ceremony, and the 30-hour trip home, it hit them. Or maybe it was that their luggage was so heavy with precious metal.
We won a silver medal, and that's something that a lot of people went to the Olympics and never even came close to.
North Reading's Alex Carpenter, daughter of Bruins legend Bobby Carpenter, here to pick her up.
I kind of realized that when I was going through the airport with all the other USA athletes, and you know, I had a medal. Our team had a medal, and a lot of people didn't.
A long, grueling trip home, some bittersweet memories, and a medal. All these women say they really want at this point a shower, a home-cooked meal, and a good night's sleep. They're on their way. At Logan Airport, Christina Hager, WBZ News.
Here's a look at the final medal count. Russia finished the games with 33. The U.S. was in second place with 28, 9 gold, 7 silver, and 12 bronze. Norway ended up in third place with 26. The 2016 Summer Games will be in Rio. Well, a case of road rage caught on camera. Coming up, a wild accident outside a Las Vegas gas station.
And a painkiller concern for pregnant women over the over-the-counter medication that could increase the baby's risk of ADHD.
Hey, hey, baby, I'm the one that I love. Hey, hey, baby, I'm the one that I'm always thinking of. I'm always thinking.
Introducing the all-new 2014 Subaru XV Crosstrek Hybrid, the most fuel-efficient all-wheel drive hybrid crossover in America. Well-equipped for only $25,995. Oil heat. You depend on it to keep your family warm. But what if there was a cleaner, more efficient heat made right here in America? A renewable, sustainable heat that makes oil heat better for you and the environment. Welcome to BioHeat. It works seamlessly with your existing home heating system and is delivered by the same friendly dealer you trust.
We can make it a beautiful day.
To learn more about switching to a better, cleaner home heat, visit bioheatonline.com.
I was impressed with how many great reviews they had.
What makes Certipro different is that our people really care about making our customers happy.
They asked what they could do to make painting an extraordinary experience for us. And they kept the gate latched.
We work from a personalized written certainty pledge.
Certipro painters did a wonderful job. They respected our lifestyle and our home.
It's about 5-star craftsmanship and having truly satisfied customers. Schedule your free estimate at Certipro.com. Certipro Painters, because painting is personal.
How do you measure a great bang?
It's in the storied places and traditions of an institution with the wisdom that brings successful change. Thoughtful leadership, embracing the freshness and color of new traditions and new families with new stories. As Hingham Savings brings community banking to new neighborhoods, in new places, loyalty and trust will be the true measure of our success. Hingham Savings.
This is the Bach Honda President's Day sales event.
Come on down.
At Bach Honda, we have everything you're looking for at one of our 2 great locations. Bach Honda on the Auto Mile, Route 1 in Norwood, or Bach Honda West on Littleton Road in Westford, Mass. Drive home a brand new Honda Civic for just $69 per month. 2 great Bach Honda locations, 1 legendary low Bach Honda price.
We've got it.
What is that?
Oh,
Is it ready?
it's chili with Goya beans. Are Grandma and Grandpa?
Ready!
You'll notice the Goya difference even before you taste it. Add plump and tasty Goya low-sodium beans to your favorite recipes and see for yourself. If it's Goya, it has to be good.
On the Health Watch tonight, use of acetaminophen by pregnant women is now being linked to an increased risk of ADHD in their babies. Terry Okita has the alarming new research.
Researchers at UCLA have a word of caution for pregnant women who take acetaminophen. It may not be as harmless as it seems.
A medication that we thought was fairly safe to use during pregnancy for pain relief actually might increase the chance of a child to later develop ADHD.
They saw an increase in attention deficit hyperactivity disorder and a more severe form, hyperkinetic disorder. Scientists looked at data from a 17-year study that followed 64,000 mothers and children in Denmark. They found the link was strongest the longer a woman took acetaminophen into the 2nd and 3rd trimesters.
It is repeated use, it's long-term use during pregnancy.
Acetaminophen is the most common pain reliever expectant moms use. Over half the women in the study took the drug during pregnancy.
What a gorgeous day, too. How lucky are we?
38-year-old Rebecca Berrigan is due in August with her 2nd child.
I would probably steer clear from it while I'm pregnant, you know, and power through a headache or any bit of pain that I would have.
While researchers say more study is needed to confirm the findings, Rebecca plans to talk to her doctor about using acetaminophen. Terry Okita for CBS News, Los Angeles.
A medical mystery in California tonight, very scary. The LA Times is reporting that doctors are treating 20 children who have severe weakness or rapid paralysis in their limbs. Experts say this is not an outbreak of polio. None of the children have regained function in their limbs. Even after 6 months, the doctors are still trying to identify the illness. And the next time you take your child to the pediatrician, they might be subjected to some new tests. The American Academy of Pediatrics recommends new screenings during yearly visits, including cholesterol testing for kids between 9 and 11, depression screening for patients ages 11 to 21, and the group also advises HIV testing for those in their late teens. Under the Affordable Care Act, most health plans are now required to cover these services.
A new program could be key to closing the gender gap in engineering careers. Coming up next for us, how introducing girls to technology very early on could make all the difference.
And cold is back in a big way in our forecast all week long. The question is, does it come along with a side of snow? We'll take a look at the chances in a few minutes.
And as we head to break, a quick look at what's hot tonight on CBSBoston.com.
It's the FBI's new top priority.
How big a threat is it? Huge.
And when it comes to cyber terrorism, New England is a top target.
If you look at the target list environment, we have it right here.
High tech, higher ed.
Almost every industry is under attack.
What foreign governments are after from our own backyard. The I-Team tonight on WBZ News at 11.
A wet basement can be a homeowner's worst nightmare. CrackX, industry leader in foundation crack repair, solves concrete problems permanently and affordably. Call us for a free estimate or visit us at crackx.com. CrackX, 25 years of stopping leaks, guaranteed.
A lot goes into making Bosco's authentic Greek yogurt without a lot going into it. Farm fresh milk, from the orchard. In fact, one healthy taste is all it takes to love Bosco. Alive. Happiness in every spoonful. Bosco's Greek yogurt.
Okay, 6 more visits and you'll have your new dentures.
6?
6.
How about 3?
6.
4?
6.
4.5?
6.
5?
6.
Okay, hold it. Let's try something new.
Okay, Mrs. Tucker, your dentures will be ready this Friday. You can do that? We do that. No way. Yes, way.
No, no.
Yes. Wow.
Aspen Dental is doing whatever it takes to give America a healthy mouth, like on-site denture labs for dentures in days, not weeks. Call 1-800-ASPEN-DENTAL because your mouth is our mission.
The king tried to comfort the queen, knowing that their daughter would sleep for 100 years.
You never know when someone in the family is going to get sick.
Breakfast!
So it's good to know there's Minute Clinic, the walk-in clinic at CVS Pharmacy. Our nurse practitioners provide quality care every day with no appointment necessary and most insurance accepted. Minute Clinic, the walk-in clinic at CVS Pharmacy, where sports physicals are available every day.
Mr. Roosevelt has uncovered some disturbing news.
Guys, President's Day is not a day.
What about my birthday?
It's a sale. A giant, humongous sale.
It's the Honda President's Day sales event, where you can get a great deal on a great new Honda. Check out the fun-to-drive Civic. Lease the all-wheel drive CR-V for just $219 a month. Or lease the award-winning Accord for just $199 a month.
I should have at least been consulted.
The Honda President's Day sales event has just been extended at your New England Honda dealers.
This is the Name Your Price tool. It gives you options based on your budget. It's a cake.
I was told there was a cake. Get a free quote at progressive.com.
Is there anything cool, unique, or innovative happening at your school? We want to hear about it. Tell us what makes your classroom special. We'd love to share your stories in our Eye on Education series every week on WBZ News at 5.
CBS Money Watch Stock Update is brought to you by the all-new GMC Sierra.
WBZ is committed to highlighting the brightest ideas and newest technology that's transforming our students into the leaders of tomorrow.
In tonight's Eye on Education, getting girls interested in math, science, and engineering. It has been challenging to break the gender gap in these areas, but educators say their best chance is to expose girls early on. This might look like an art project, but whether they realize it or not, these girls are learning engineering.
And your challenge is to build a building or a tower that can hold as many books as you possibly can using just the paper that you have.
Girls as young as 8 are on the campus of Worcester Polytechnic Institute for Introduce a Girl to Engineering Day. What is the best part of coming to work on all the experiments?
I don't know, it's really fun to see different kinds of engineering.
And that's why WPI runs this program, to get girls excited early. There we go, all right. Do you wish you had had a program like this?
Absolutely. I never had anything structured like this.
Katie Piccioni is currently a sophomore studying mechanical engineering.
Simple activities like this, building a tower, it puts everything in perspective, as it's not just hard, crazy science and calculus formulas. It's something real.
Despite the need for workers skilled in technology, there's a shortage of women studying these subjects. 92% of the mechanical engineering students on college campuses today are men. And it's a similar story for electrical engineering, physics, and computer science.
I think that girls don't know what these fields are.
Sue Sontagraph is an admissions officer at WPI. She says the secret is getting to girls early before being smart becomes uncool. If we don't get girls participating equally in careers like engineering, what is it going to mean for the United States of America?
We don't have that diversity of thought here. So, we have products that are being created by teams that are not diverse. And, some of the results of that can be questionable at best.
But at least after today's workshop, there are a few young ladies ready to change the world. What do you think about the fact that sometimes people just assume that this is for boys?
I think it's wrong because girls can do stuff that boys can do.
And studies show that girls do well, often better than boys, in math and science in high school, but then decide not to pursue these areas in college. But educators say that can't be changed. WPI has worked to double its number of undergraduate women in the last 10 years. And if you know of an innovative educational program, I'd love to hear about it. You can email me. This is our new email, ioneducation@WBZ-TV.com, or reach me on Twitter, @PaulaEvanWBZ.
Fantastic program.
Those girls enjoyed it, and they learned so much. And seeing the undergraduate women, I think, is an inspiration to see, wow, they did that. I can do it too.
The gals with the Big Bang Theory, too.
That's right.
Bright ladies.
They love it.
The science we're paying attention to now has to do with what's going on outside.
Oh, I know. All your models.
Yeah, not the fun kind of models.
Brutal.
Let's take a look at some good news, though. You know, we get this time of the year, and you look at a cold forecast, and you're thinking, just get me through. What's on the horizon? Well, we gave you a little countdown today. 13 days until daylight saving time begins, and the sunset well after 7 o'clock when that occurs. How about spring beginning? Well, that's 24 days away, less than a month. Our average highs reaching 50 degrees in Boston, just 31 days away, and in 39 days, opening day at Fenway Park. So we're getting there. Just have to plow on through some of this cold for the next few days. And you look across the country, about Minneapolis down to 12. This is where the core of the cold air is, and it will just be oozing its way off to the south and east as we head through tomorrow, and certainly by the time we reach Wednesday. Around here locally, it's 31 in Boston, right at the freezing mark in Taunton. Generally low 30s to mid-20s, and will continue to fall back as the sun dips on down tonight. Now, with the wind still gusty, it feels like 7 in Worcester. So wind chill values will be in the single digits to near 0 overnight tonight. It's midwind cold, even though March is just right around the corner. We've been watching some snow, and actually Mount Snow reported over 4 inches of fresh powder today. Some of that energy moving off the Great Lakes. They're not completely frozen over. That will be diminishing now over the next couple of hours, so any snowflakes will be going by the wayside. And the wind is slowly going to come down a little bit overnight, not completely disappear. Temperatures generally in the teens to low 20s. A couple sheltered valleys could dip down into the single digits. So a frigid start to the day tomorrow. Lots of sunshine to kick off our Tuesday. As we head toward midday, some of the fair weather cumulus start to pop. There'll be a breeze, so again, feeling like the teens outside when you factor in that wind. And our sunset at 5:29 tomorrow evening. A couple flurries around, especially for the higher terrain, but no significant snow expected for our Tuesday. Then we look toward Wednesday. We've been talking about this potential for several days now. Most of the information we're looking at shows that the northern stream energy and the southern stream energy, they don't what we call phase or come together. So they'll bring some clouds and we'll bring some snow. It does not look to be a blockbuster event right now as it slides its way off toward the south and east. And then another system quickly chases it on Thursday. This will bring actually a better chance of scattered snow showers region-wide as we head toward Thursday afternoon. Total snow for Wednesday, it looks like maybe 1 to 3 inches. It might not even be that much as we head through Wednesday afternoon. So perhaps plowable in a couple of spots, particularly the Outer Cape and down toward the islands. Coating to about 1 inch for Metro Boston. But compared to what we've seen so far this winter, certainly not a big deal. We'll let you know if anything changes with that. The overall pattern is we've got this big area low pressure just sitting and spinning over southern Canada, and it brings all these weak waves across the northern tier states. The big storms, the really juicy ones, they stay across the southeast. So some heavier rain potential there, and then allow them to slide off our coast and don't bring us major impact here in the northeast corridor. So when you look at our AccuWeather 7-day forecast, it's a lot of cold, that's for sure. The average high is 41, and we are nowhere near that. And the snow events, they're fairly light on Wednesday, another one on Thursday. Saturday, it looks like another fairly light snow event, the one that we need to watch. The next potential for a bigger storm would be Sunday night into Monday. So as we kick off next week and head off into March, you know, get into March and it's not necessarily spring as you think of it and visualize it in your head.
When you call it a snow event, it sounds kind of fun.
I don't call it storm until I know there's a lot of wind involved, and then it gets storm status.
That's right. Anything with snow in the sentence doesn't add up.
It's not fun anymore.
It's not fun anymore. Eric, thanks a lot.
Thank you. Road rage in Las Vegas. Tonight, police in Vegas are searching for the driver who ran down a man. Surveillance cameras at a gas station captured the whole incident. You can see here the driver stopped just inches away from the man's knees. Then he hit the man, ran him over, and then took off. The victim has some serious leg injuries and is recovering at the hospital. Police posted the video on YouTube, hoping it would help solve the crime.
Well, Ford just unveiled its redesigned 2015 Focus. The 5-door hatchback has more pronounced headlights than other models. Inside, there is an 8-inch display for the My Ford Touch and an improved blind spot information system, and it can also connect to your smartphone and detect imminent crashes even while you are traveling at 50 miles an hour. It's a lot of technology. The new Focus should be in showrooms in the fall. And Netflix is paying to make sure that you can stream video smoothly and quickly. The company just partnered with Comcast to keep customers from having problems with their videos. The deal is good for several years. Google and Facebook also pay Comcast for content delivery.
She has the longest-running court show in television history. Right now, Judge Judy is in the middle of her 18th season, showing viewers at home her form of justice. Judy Scheinlin says even though she's now 71 years old, she has no intention of leaving the bench.
I don't think I've ever had more fun than I'm having now. I had more fun 5 years ago, and then I said, you know what? This is better. So, as long as you are enjoying good health, stay involved. Stay involved in something that keeps you in the mix.
You can watch Judge Judy, of course, weekdays at 4 and 4:30 right here on WBZ. Tonight, we want to say happy birthday to a very special young man from Andover.
Logan Pearson, who is autistic, turns 12 today. Now, over the weekend, police officers from 10 different departments threw him a huge surprise bash. You'll remember a few weeks ago, Logan's mom used Facebook to ask people to send in birthday cards, and mostly from first responders. He loves the police. Well, the response was overwhelming. Logan received cards from all over the world. Happy birthday.
Really generous of him.
Absolutely.
Great day.
Danger in the sky.
Now, where do you see this? After the break, a wild mid-air collision between a small plane and a very big bird. And now here at Jack and Lisa, they've got a look at what's ahead at 6.
Well, Paula and Jonathan, heroin has been a problem for years that people haven't always wanted to talk about, but it is taking a major toll in our cities and towns.
Coming up new on our 6 o'clock news tonight, how the White House is now paying attention and promising help for the overdose epidemic here in Massachusetts.
And the breaking news you saw first on WBZ.
How customers of Trader Joe's may have been exposed to the measles.
Workout World's running its $5 down sale. For 8 days only, join Workout World for just $5 down and only $10 a month with no commitment. Right, Steve? But hurry, sale ends February 25th at midnight. Only at Workout World.
Local 103 is always looking for opportunities to give back to the community, to reinvest in the community.
IBEW Local 103 stepping up and providing the funding for 9 fun centers will impact the lives of thousands of children in the New England area.
It offers the children an experience that's going to make him happy, that's going to make him smile.
It's very rewarding to be able to give something back to such a great end user of our services.
Diamonds, the jewelry exchange, has half-carat solitaires for $4.99, 1-carat $9.90, 2-carat solitaires for $19.90, and 1-carat studs are $5.99. We have most sizes and grades of GIA diamonds, guaranteed the lowest price. Direct, the jewelry exchange in Sudbury.
Charles, where's Dad? Doesn't he know we're shooting a new Kia commercial?
I don't know. Maybe he's in the all-new 2014 Kia Sorento?
I'll bet he's behind the wheel of a new Kia Optima. He loves that car.
Let's go find him. Is he over here?
Is he here?
Hey!
You can drive a 2014 Kia Sorento for $129 a month or a brand new Kia Optima for only $99 a month.
Shop us last. You'll love us.
Workout World's running its $5 down sale. For 8 days only, join Workout World for just $5 down and only $10 a month with no commitment. Right, Steve? But hurry, sale ends February 25th at midnight. Only at Workout World.
Oh, this was scary. Frightening moments for a Florida pilot.
Wow, check out this mid-air collision caught on tape. This plane was over Fort Myers when that bird hit the windshield, shattering it, and the pilot, Bob Weber, was able to land safely with only a small cut on his forehead.
It was a slap in the face, literally. Like I said, I tried to kind of like duck down to the right a little bit after it happened, just to try to get out of the air that was coming in, because I was doing about 170 when I hit. And the glass was flying, and the feathers were flying. I thought he was back in the tail of the plane somewhere. And when I landed, the first thing we did is we jumped out I wanted to make sure if he was back there, I want him out. So we went back and we're looking over, we couldn't find him, and then I come around and climbed back up on the wing, and I looked between the two seats behind me, and I saw his leg laying there. So I was like, well, I got part of him.
Weber says he plans to be back up in the air just as soon as his plane is repaired.
Did you notice the shirt he was wearing?
Yeah.
He had an Angry Bird shirt on.
A little Angry Birds.
What if we changed into that after doing the interview?
Well, stay with us. We have much more still ahead.
That's going to do it for us at 5 o'clock, but the news at 6 starts right now.
Breaking news, a measles scare at a popular grocery store. What customers need to know.
The State Gaming Commission's lavish spending.
Alcohol, limousines are not acceptable expenses for state employees. Why were they okay for the commission?
We confront the chairman about the huge costs of bringing casinos to Massachusetts.
Filling potholes fast. The new system to give us a smoother ride.
Back into the Arctic freezer. We'll let you know how long this will stick around for. Plus, our next chances of snow. There are a few of them in the forecast.
Live from our studios in Boston, WBZ News at 6 starts right now.
Breaking news you saw first on WBZ, a measles warning at a local grocery store. I'm Lisa Hughes.
And I'm Jack Williams. Shoppers at the Trader Joe's in Framingham may have been exposed to the illness. Let's get right to Jim Armstrong live in Framingham. Jim.
Well, Jack, this is a copy of the public notice that just went up at the Trader Joe's here in Framingham, letting people know about the potential exposure. I spoke with the director of the Department of Public Health here a short time ago. He says the person carrying the measles virus was at this Trader Joe's for just a total of a few hours between Saturday and Sunday, suggesting it was a customer and not an employee. At this point, public health officials here cannot even say for sure how many people between customers and employees may have been affected at this Trader Joe's.
We don't want people to be frightened of any potential disease or disease outbreak. They can contact their health department or their physician.
The Framingham Department of Public Health confirms people here were exposed to the measles virus 2 weekends ago, Saturday and Sunday, February 15th and 16th. State public health officials issued a warning of their own this afternoon, confirming 2 cases of measles in Metro West.
There is a time lag, and oftentimes the people who were communicating disease during that period of communicability, they did not know at that particular time.
There was another confirmed case of measles here in Framingham last fall, but now public health officials say that case is completely unconnected to this one. At first, measles look and feel like a cold. Patients or people exposed to the virus may first develop a cough, a fever, runny nose, and red, watery eyes. Those first symptoms start about 10 days or so after infection. A few days after that is when you start to see that red, blotchy rash that starts on the face, actually behind the ears, and then quickly spreads to the rest of the body. You heard public health officials say it in that story. They asked me to repeat it tonight. If you start to develop any of those symptoms, particularly if you're at this Trader Joe's here in Framingham on the 15th or 16th of February, call your doctor immediately. Live in Framingham, Jim Armstrong, WBZ News. Lisa.
All right, Jim, thank you. It has been a tough season. The cold is back, and so is the threat of snow. Chief Meteorologist Eric Fisher joins us with the AccuWeather forecast. And Eric, it wasn't gone for long.
No, but Lisa was gone for a couple of days. You got some fresh air. I even opened the windows at home. Maybe you did the same. The 50s felt fantastic over the weekend. I gotta say, even though it's 28 degrees, I'm really digging this. Josiah Quincy Elementary School, weatherbug camera. Nice melon hues on the horizon. Good sunset this evening. Now the city lights are all coming on. But the cold certainly here. Compared to this time last night, most of the East Coast, 10 to 20 degrees colder, and we've got some wind that continues to blow outside. So we've got wind chill values in the single digits and teens, still gusting over 30 miles per hour in downtown Boston, as well as over onto Nantucket. In terms of temps tonight, single digits, teens, the snow shower activity, that starts to die down. We do have some more chances of snow in the forecast, though. We've got those coming up in about 10 minutes. Jack, Lisa?
All right, Eric, thank you. New at 6 o'clock, confronting the head of the state's gaming commission.
Is this a blind spot?
John Keller pushing for answers on spending by members of the Gaming Commission. And the commission is deciding right now which companies will ultimately get the state's slot parlor and casino licenses.
And apparently making that decision is rather expensive. In the commission's first 20 months, workers have spent $85,000 on airfare, $61,000 on hotels, $37,000 on meals. John Keller joins us now, and John Crosby says a lot of that spending is justified.
Yes, Jack, he does. And while Chairman Steve Crosby is calling for an outside third party to come in and review their spending and compare it with that of comparable agencies, he was defiant at the suggestion that instead of just regulating the high rollers of the gaming industry, he and some of his commission members are trying to live like them.
We need to be more careful We are in the public eye, and appropriately so.
Chairman Steve Crosby offering a mea culpa of sorts for his commission's lavish spending on travel, hotels, and dining, habits first reported last week by the Boston Business Journal.
If I included the liquor on that, I shouldn't have. You know, that's pretty straightforward.
In a WBZ interview, Crosby conceded error on some expenses, but defended dropping more than $400 on limos.
The limousine was actually cheaper than taking taxi cabs to get speakers from outside who landed at Logan, who had to go out to Framingham and back.
But in an interview last week, the former state inspector general said Crosby has crossed a line here.
I think that he is acting like an elite in government. Somehow he stands above the rest.
Is that true?
I'm not going to respond to Greg Sullivan.
Well, is this a blind spot? This kind of spending, the nature of the lifestyle that's going on?
No. I mean, this is very much compatible with the norms of normal business life.
But one of Crosby's colleagues took a different view.
Events like this tend to be a wake-up call for perhaps the reordering of priorities.
And Commissioner McHugh, a former judge, also distanced himself from Crosby's insistence that the commission isn't spending public money because the state will ultimately be reimbursed for the millions they're spending with proceeds from casinos and slots. McHugh said, quote, "We have an obligation to spend whoever's money wisely." Lisa, back to you.
Thank you, John. The father of a Maine teenager who is battling cancer is now charged in a drunk driving crash that killed the boy. 37-year-old Neil Wynn faced a judge in New Hampshire today. Wynn was behind the wheel Friday night when his car crashed in Merrimack. His 14-year-old son, Kobe, was in the passenger seat. He was killed. Today in court, Wynn was overcome with grief.
You know, I just lost my 14-year-old son, which I, very regret what I did.
I know that he's been hurting because of the loss of his son, and that's all I know for now.
Well, Kobe was just made an honorary member of the Bates College baseball team. Jack?
All right, Lisa, now at 6 o'clock, they're about to fight the overdose epidemic. The White House Drug Czar was on the ground in Taunton, Massachusetts, a community struggling with heroin addiction. As Bill Shields shows us, federal help is on the way to help fight the battle.
So now they're going to hunt it down.
We'll call him Tom. He's an intelligent, educated man in his 30s. He's also a recovering heroin addict.
Everybody knows somebody that's got a problem with it.
Like many others caught in the opiate epidemic. For Tom, it started with a doctor's prescription for painkillers.
Just keep graduating from one thing to the next. Whatever you could pay less for to keep you feeling okay for longer is what you did.
Recently, the heroin in Massachusetts has become very potent. Deaths from overdoses are skyrocketing. Just ask Tom.
Like, I buried 2 friends from my graduating class last month.
Today in Taunton, state and federal officials lined up to pledge a new fight against opiates.
This is a problem that has affected every race, economic area.
In Taunton alone, there have been 64 emergency calls this year alone for overdoses and 5 deaths. It's a staggering increase. But Tom understands. He says the heroin today is more pure and sometimes cut with other dangerous drugs.
On top of the purity is the fentanyl.
And while Senator Markey is proposing ways to stem the tide, he and others acknowledge the bigger problem.
Drug overdose deaths fueled by prescription painkillers now surpass homicides and traffic crashes.
On just how bad is this epidemic? As this news conference was going on, there were 2 ODs right here in Taunton. I'm Bill Shields, WBZ News.
Well, the Maine resort where nearly 24 people suffered carbon monoxide poisoning won't be fined or cited for not having detectors. The way the law is written, the state fire marshal says the hotel only has to install carbon monoxide detectors if it did major renovations over the last few years. Older buildings are exempt. 21 guests at the Falls at Agunquit Resort suffered carbon monoxide poisoning just yesterday when a furnace malfunctioned. Members of the U.S. Women's Olympic team are back home tonight after winning that silver medal in Sochi.
Yeah, the women received quite a warm welcome at Logan Airport as they arrived home this afternoon. Yes, they came a little short in their game against Canada, but still, they feel very proud of their achievement and the chance to play on their sport's biggest stage.
We just laid our hearts out on the ice, you know, and we wanted it so bad, so to come up short, it doesn't feel great at the time, but like I said, so proud of how we played, so proud of our silver medals.
Little words to describe it. It's just been so great being with my teammates, playing the sport we love, and, you know, to come back with a silver medal is unbelievable.
I guess it took them like 20 hours to get home on the planes. Women say they're glad to be here, and they're ready for a little R&R.
The teeth-rattling pain of hitting a pothole. Next up, WBZ News, the new plan to get road crews to fill these hazards faster.
Governor Patrick with hopes for the White House. The one word the governor said to a reporter that has the political world buzzing a little.
And the word in our forecast is cold and more cold. You can see well below average. Also comes the chance of snow. We'll talk about that coming up.
He loves skiing and skateboarding. So young Tom Sims combined them, creating a whole new way down the mountain. Uncompromising creativity. It's also how Mazda made a crossover that combines nimble handling with outstanding fuel efficiency. This is the Mazda CX-5. What do you drive? Now, lease the 2014 Mazda CX-5 Sport for $239 a month for 36 months.
It's home. It's family. You want what's best, and you expect a little more. And at Bernie & Phil's Furniture, you get it. We sell upholstered furniture, like the Runway Collection. Fashion forward, yet durable, thanks to its innovative pocket coil technology. And how's this for a little more? Purchase $9.99 or more this week and receive an instant $100 Bernie & Phil's gift card, 1 year of free financing, and 20% off a future purchase.
Bernie and Phil, Bernie, covered in price. That's nice.
The Command Performance Sales Event is back at the Lexus destination, Herb Chambers Lexus in Sharon, and our newest location, Herb Chambers Lexus of Norwell. Lease a new 2014 Lexus ES350 for $349 per month, or a new 2014 Lexus RX 350 all-wheel drive for $399 per month, or choose 1.9% or up to $1,000 APR cash. Demand performance at the Command Performance Sales Event. Visit Herb Chambers Lexus of Norwell or Herb Chambers Lexus in Sharon, or online at herbchambersluxurycars.com.
Hear that? That's your vacation calling. It's time for the annual AAA Travel Marketplace, with vacations to fit your style and budget. Everyone's going to be there, including AAA travel counselors, to help you find and book your next dream vacation. You deserve a vacation. AAA Travel Marketplace is open to everyone, and parking is free. See you March 7th, 8th, and 9th at Gillette Stadium, Putnam Club East.
Okay, 6 more visits and you'll have your new dentures.
6?
6.
How about 3?
6.
4?
6.
4.5?
6.
5?
6. Okay, hold it. Let's try something new.
Okay, Mrs. Tucker, your dentures will be ready this Friday.
You can do that?
We do that.
No way.
Yes, way.
No. Yes. How?
Aspen Dental is doing whatever it takes to give America a healthy mouth, like on-site denture labs for dentures in days, not weeks. Call 1-800-ASPEN-DENTAL, because your mouth is our mission.
Fact, the 100% electric Nissan Leaf is more fun than ever. Sees better than ever. Charges faster, and will charge, cool, and heat from your phone. Fact, Leaf never needs gas. Ever. Good for the world, built in America. Now, Leaf's an easier choice than ever. Shop at ChooseNissan.com.
Carrie Kennedy says she will take the chance to tell jurors her side of the story in her drugged driving trial. Testimony actually started in the case today. Prosecutors say the daughter of Robert F. Kennedy was under the influence of Ambien when she crashed into a tractor-trailer 2 years ago. Miss Kennedy says she took the sleeping medication by accident. The trial expected to last through the week.
They are torturing drivers and making auto body shops rich. Potholes turning up on many of our streets. And now the state has a new way to get them fixed. As Chief Correspondent Joe Shortsleeve shows us, it's a solution that will help road crews get to work quickly.
We're talking about potholes.
Oh, they're awful.
However, they're very bad. Bad. It's nice some people can still laugh, but no joke, our extreme weather has made for some extreme potholes.
Crazy. They should do something.
Have you come across a nuisance pothole on a state road? For the first time ever, you can call the state at 1-857-info, and they say they'll do something about it.
Thank you for calling the MassDOT Pothole Reporting Hotline.
Now, by using the public as sort of our field inspectors, we're getting real-time information as to where the potholes are and where the severe potholes are.
Since the hotline started in January, MassDOT says they spent almost $500,000 filling more than 800 potholes. In Newton, people can report potholes on local streets on the city's website. Washington Street's getting a lot of mentions. Some holes are so big, sections of the roadway have been closed off.
This is a tough one. The last couple winters have not been this bad. This is 5 times what we would typically see in the wintertime.
The business is very good at nearby auto repair shops. Sidewalls and tires are being ripped open at a blistering pace. This shop replaced 5 tires one day last week. What kind of damage are these potholes doing?
They're bending a lot of ribs, blowing out a lot of tires. You get a lot of, front end work gets bent, lower control arms, that kind of stuff.
And some car owners are not letting it go. Since November, Newton says it's received 76 claims from angry drivers who claim Newton should pay for the damage to their car. Joe Shortson, WBZ News.
Well, let's talk about something pleasant for a moment. How about the past weekend? I don't know about you, but I was outside doing whatever I do outside.
What were you doing outside? Are we allowed to talk about that?
Laughing, clicking my heels in the air. I made a bit of a scene.
Well, you were in very good company because this was about as good as it gets, at least in recent memory. And Eric, unfortunately, just couldn't stick around.
Well, a couple of days. At least it was a break. I think the spring is kind of like in football. Your O-line is having a lot of false starts. You get frustrated, right? You just want to go on and move forward. Spring is kind of like that. A couple steps forward, a couple steps backward. This is some snow squalls that were outside today in Lexington. Justin and Andrea sent this in. You notice kind of that fuzzy appearance right there that some of the virga, some of the snowflakes that are evaporating on their way on down. And a lot of us seeing the same type of scene on the horizon today. The cold, something we're all experiencing for sure. It feels like 8 in Worcester right now. It feels like 14 in Nashua. Those wind chill values are going to be making an appearance for the next several days in our forecast. Now, in terms of the snowflakes, they're starting to dissipate a little bit. Just a couple flurries left over in the state. Best chance here in the Berkshires. Most of the action out across New York State, the southern tier, and also the lake effect belts picking up some of that snow. Tonight we'll see some partial clearing. The winds, they die down a little bit, but they don't go completely calm. It'll keep our temperatures in the teens and 20s. Trust me, it would be even colder than this if we could have some calm winds for tonight. Won't be the case. A frigid start to the day tomorrow. Sunrise is at 6:26, our Tuesday. Tough one to get out of bed, get the day started. Although, with the sunshine, I'm sure you're all noticing it feels better. You've noticed the difference. Higher in the sky, a little bit stronger. Around midday, sun and clouds will be a cold breeze, so feeling more like the teens tomorrow afternoon. And a few flurries possible again tomorrow. Not as widespread as what we saw today, but a couple of flakes here and there that we'll have to dodge. And the higher terrain will stay colder tomorrow. Very colder air aloft. So you're talking about a high around 22 in Worcester, 20 in Bennington as well as Pittsfield. Boston up to around 28, Chatham, a high near 30 degrees, all below average for the day by quite a good distance. Then we look toward Wednesday, our next potential storm system. The latest information on this one shows that you've got some energy to the south, some to the north. They don't phase together. So we have a lot of cloud cover, some light snowfall, but does not appear to be a big event right now. If it changes, of course, we'll let you know. We'll bring some flakes across the region, move out to sea. And then another one, quickly chasing that as we head toward Thursday. This one from the west, and this will just bring snow showers and squalls as we head through Thursday afternoon. For the Wednesday event, we're looking at maybe 1 to 3 inches. It's going to be cold enough for a light, fluffy type of snow, especially southeastern Massachusetts, the Cape, the islands, the highest chance of seeing maybe some plowable snow. A dusting to an inch for greater Boston. Doesn't look to be a major one. The cold, a bigger story. And the overall setup barely changes over the next 7 days. Big area low pressure just sitting and spinning over southern Canada. A lot of weak systems move across the northern tier states, but the big juicy ones, they move across the southeast, bring the rain, a little bit of wintry weather, and then most of this sets out to sea once it passes the southeast. So over the next few, we'll get some chances for snow, but not a big event. And there you see those high temperatures. The average high is 41 degrees this time of year. Certainly not close to that one, although we are increasing our daylight. Wanted to get in the forecast on a nice note. 11 hours of daylight today, but over 11 and a half of daylight saving time begins on March 9th. So here's your AccuWeather 7-day forecast. A little bit more sun every day, but the temperatures don't budge much. It looks more like a calendar with those temperatures in the 20s here at the end of February. Overnight lows, single digits, and teens. There'll be more light snow around on Saturday. The next chance for a bigger storm is Sunday night into Monday. Plenty of time to watch. Lisa, Jack, back to you.
All right, thank you, Eric. Talking Celtics, and they're on the road.
And we wish them well.
Yes, we do. Well, some of us wish them well.
That's right. If they lose a lot, maybe we'll get a high draft.
If they lose, they still win. At least that's the thinking, Ronnie. Celtics are in Utah tonight taking on the Jazz. Celtics and Jazz both have 19 wins, but the Celtics have 2 more losses. Celtics, by the way, have lost all 12 road games against the West this year. They have a chance to break that streak tonight. As for the Bruins, well, the Olympic break is over, and most of the team was back in practice this morning, including David Krejci and Zdeno Chara, who both took part in the games. Neither player received a medal, but they both enjoyed the experience.
It was amazing. Every Olympics are very good, but this Olympics were, I would say, amazing. Really, everything about it I enjoyed.
It's such a great event, you know. It's pretty special for an athlete to go there and compete for your country. It happens only once every 4 years, so I hope and I wish the NHL players will continue to go to the Olympics.
For the baseball, the Red Sox continue to work out down in Fort Myers. On Thursday, they'll split the squad and play against Northeastern and Boston College. They do it every year. Meanwhile, history was made in Los Angeles last night when former Celtic Jason Collins became the first openly gay player to play one of the 4 major sports in North America. He signed with the Brooklyn Nets earlier in the day.
Woke up around 8:15, had a couple missed calls and a couple text messages. A couple missed calls from my agent and a couple text messages from J Kidd, and it was okay. Got to start the day.
It was a wake-up call Jason Collins had been waiting for. Just 10 months ago, the 7-footer announced to the world he was gay. But up until yesterday, he was unemployed. Thankfully, the Nets came calling, offering a job and a chance to make history. But Collins was quick to downplay the significance.
Right now, I'm focused on trying to learn the plays, trying to learn the coverages, the game plan, assignment. I don't have time to really think about history right now.
Collins played 11 minutes last night, finishing with 0 points, 2 rebounds, and 5 fouls. Not exactly eye-popping numbers, but the 34-year-old isn't a stat guy. He's a team player who does the little things to help teams win games. However, last night, those little things grabbed the spotlight.
You know, it was weird in that, you know, I'm usually like, you know, the background, one of the background players, and it's weird, obviously, this, but at the same time, it is what it is, and it's part of life.
It's a part of his life Collins won't apologize for, and from here on out, he hopes to be judged on his profession, not his sexual orientation.
It's about being an athlete. It's about going out there and winning and competing, playing hard, and it's just that's what it's about.
Well, there you go, Mr. Collins. We do wish him well.
Yes.
I mean, you get better in a 10-day contract next time.
I know. You know what? He's playing, trying to do the best he can. And I'll tell you one thing: there's a lot of pressure on this guy right now.
Clearly.
All right. Well, good luck to him. Thank you, Steve. CBS Evening News coming up in a moment at 6:30.
And Scott Pelley joins us live from New York now with a preview. Scott?
Lisa, Jack, great to be with you in Boston. Some of the illegal drugs, maybe a lot of the illegal drugs on the streets of Boston came from one man, the organization run by the man known as El Chapo. Well, he was captured over the weekend. Our Bob Orr has been talking to his law enforcement sources, and we've been able to paint a picture of how the United States helped Mexico capture the largest drug dealer in the world. We will have that story for you and the rest of the world news coming up on the CBS Evening News in about 10 minutes.
All right, Scott, thank you. Still to come, Worcester Airport is billed as an alternative to Logan. New technology that could finally make that a reality.
Let me show you how it's done.
Boom. America's greatest weapon.
We gave a human powers when we found it in a machine.
Faces a target. Whoever the killer is, he's good. He never expected.
Do you recognize him?
He's my best friend.
It's official, Delta.
Everybody goes home.
Combat changes people.
No, it reveals him. Josh Holloway in a new Intelligence. CBS Tonight. Catch up online or on demand.
This is the Bach Honda President's Day sales event.
Come on
down. At Bach Honda, we have everything you're looking for at one of our 2 great locations. Bach Honda on the Automile, Route 1 in Norwood, or Bach Honda West on Littleton Road in Westford, Mass. Drive home a brand new Honda CR-V 4x4 for just $148 per month. 2 great Bach Honda locations, 1 legendary low Bach Honda price.
Seize your vacation with a Southwest Airlines sale. Go to southwest.com where our lowest fares are now available, as low as $69 one way. Book now at southwest.com and Carpe Vacay. This month, GMC Sierra is going to work for you. Using new ideas and incredible thinking to bring you professional-grade engineering and higher standards. And now with 2 years of scheduled maintenance, February is a great time to step up to a new Sierra. Just announced through February 28th, use your 5188 President's Day discount to get a total value of up to $7,500 on this all-new specially equipped 2014 GMC Sierra.
Let me tell you a secret about the mattress business. You can put a fabric on any mattress and make it look beautiful. You'll never really know what's inside, and you won't know what you're paying for. It might even feel good at first, but it won't last. A good mattress is really about what you can't see. That's why at Jordan's and nowhere else, we'll not only tell you, we'll show you what's inside every mattress we carry, so you can touch it and feel it. It's important to us, and it should be important to you. At Jordan's, there are no secrets.
Guys, President's Day is February 17th. My birthday is the 22nd. And my birthday, the 12th. President's Day is not a birthday. I find it unconstitutional. It's a sale. A giant, humongous sale.
It's the Honda President's Day sales event, where you can get a great deal on a great new Honda. Check out the fun-to-drive Civic, the award-winning Accord, or lease the all-wheel drive CR-V for just $219 a month.
It's a sale for the people.
The Honda President's Day sales event has just been extended at your New England Honda dealers.
Governor Deval Patrick is generating some fresh political buzz about his future. Patrick was at the White House today for a meeting between the president and the nation's governors. But it's what he said over the weekend that got the attention of many people. He was asked if he could run for national office after 2016, and Patrick said, maybe. The governor insists he's going to return to private life once his term ends, but he is leaving the door open to a return to politics.
The FAA may be helping business at Worcester Airport to finally take off. Congressman Jim McGovern announced today the Massport and the FAA are working together to bring a new landing system to Worcester Airport that'll help planes land in foggy weather. Because they're so high, fog is a frequent problem at the Worcester Airport. It's going to take a few years, though, to get the system in place.
Would be a boost to business there. We'll be back right after this break.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Wachusett Mountain. Mountain fun, minutes away. Click Wachusett.com.
It's the FBI's new top priority.
How big a threat is it? Huge.
And when it comes to cyber terrorism, New England is a top target.
If you look at the target list environment, we have it right here.
High tech, higher ed.
Almost every industry is under attack.
What foreign governments are after from our own backyard. The I-Team tonight on WBZ News at 11.
Tim just refinanced his car with a DCU Second Chance car loan. He saved so much on his monthly car payment, he could afford the down payment on something a little more fun.
The Subaru Dealers of New England Washington's birthday sales event is going on now. Buy a brand new Subaru Outback with symmetrical all-wheel drive. Standard. The Outback was awarded Top Safety Pick Plus by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. Drive home a brand new Subaru Outback, well equipped at $23,795. Don't miss the Subaru Dealers of New England Washington's birthday sales event.
More and more people are switching to My Bobopedic memory foam mattress sets than ever before.
And why not? Your Bobopedic 9-inch set is only $5.99. Tempur-Pedic's 8-inch set is a whopping $13.99.
Everyone's talking about My Bob-O-Pedic. It was even written into a best-selling novel.
So make the switch. You'll sleep just as well, and you pay less than half the price.
You'll sleep even better, knowing you saved all that money.
That's mine.
That's mine. That's mine.
Come on, Kurt.
It's mine. Kyle. Revenge is best served with 272 horses.
Current non-GM lessees. Lease this 2014 ATS for around $299 per month. Visit NewEnglandCadillac.com.
Hey, son. Can I borrow your car?
Again? How long?
Not long.
You're not gonna do anything stupid, are you? Oh. And have it home by 10. 10? Okay, midnight.
The Mercedes-Benz CLA.
Dad!
Available at Herb Chambers for an affordable $30,895.
Instead of asking, how much can we make on each customer? At DCU, we ask, how much can we save each member?
The CBS Evening News, celebrating 50 years of the very best original reporting.
Tonight at 11 on WBZ News, foreign governments trying to steal our secrets here in New England. The FBI says cyber terrorists are targeting universities, defense contractors, and other institutions. Tonight at 11, the I-Team shows us how the government is helping New Englanders fight back. And before we go, one cold night ahead of us.
All you gotta know for the next 7 days is cold and more colds. Teens the most tonight.
It's a long cold stretch.
Yikes. Well, that does it for us. Hope you enjoyed this evening.